Hi, welcome to a gracious space. Yep, we're going to continue on even though nobody's watching. That's okay, because this helps me, and I hope it helps you, anyone who's watching. So we're going to continue on with day 12. Cut, clip, hug, kiss. Something to think about. All those hours you spend clipping, gluing, straightening, painting, organizing, planning, outlining, and listing. They're great because they're what you have to do. But what will your kids remember? Connection. Balance the work with relating, hugging, kissing, eye contact, and listening every day. Here's our sustaining thought. Oh my gosh, how fast was that? For every moment you spend planning and organizing, cutting and clipping, take another moment to hug and kiss your kids, regardless of their age. I just went through a really bad situation with my father. and Tavin had to see that. And by watching Tavin's reaction to it, I really realized what I had to do and how I had to change my own life. I do have the video on here if anybody cares to watch that. It's on my homepage. And in doing so, by watching Tavin's reaction, I realized what I was and what I had been doing. And a couple days before I left, there was something about Tavin's eyes, and I just watched him just sitting there, and I stared at him for a really long time, just looking into his eyes. And by looking at him, I realized how innocent he is in the world and how my anger is inappropriate for his age. And my behaviors are not appropriate for his age. And I realized that I no longer wanted to be that kind of parent, that I wanted to see Tavin as a child, not as somebody who's just invading my space sometimes or who is annoying me with the noises that he makes all day long. And while those things are true, and I do feel that way sometimes, and I'm not going to lie, because if I say those things aren't real, then I'm not being real with you, and I'm being fluffy, and I'm not giving you the true story. And you're going, gosh, she's so great. How I feel this way. I feel like my kids annoy me all the time. See, this is what my site is intended for me to be real to you so that you don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm the only one who feels like this. Okay? So I do feel those things, but I have to learn how to deal with that because that's my problem, not his. He's 8 years old and he is just purely innocent to this world and innocent to the world around him. And I can't subject him to things. I can't subject him to things that he's not willing to process properly. And in doing so, when I looked deep into his eyes for a long time, and he didn't know I was looking, I fell in love with him all over again. I think today's devotion is more about falling back in love with our children. Because I think sometimes we know we love our children deep down inside, but we forget that love through life's messes and the complications and the little battles that we have with them throughout the day. We forget how much we love them, how much they are worth to us. And in doing so, we love them, but we're not loving them. It's here, but we don't project it. We don't give it. And we have to be more giving of that love. We have to be more outpouring of what we feel here, and not the anger part, not the bad parts, the good parts. Because if we search deep down inside, we can find the good parts of our children, and we can find the good parts of ourselves as a parent. We just have to push all the other stuff aside and say, yeah, that's a little annoying, but my love for this child is much more important than the annoying little things that they do throughout the day. I'm learning how to tolerate the constant noise. However, with my disease, that's not so easy. So it's a little different for me. So my disease makes these noises really grind on my nerves, but I'm learning to deal with it, and without medication. But seriously, I'm learning that he's just a child that's just enjoying making noise 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's what he likes to do. And I don't want to take that away from him just because it irritates me or annoys me. I want to love him. I want love to outweigh anything bad that I feel or the inconvenience that I feel sometimes when I just want to sit down and read a book, and the second I do, he's tucking my ear off. The other thing that has happened is yesterday, after he did his online schooling, because I told you he learns better online and through the computer, we sat together and did our math rods together and did some math. And it was a real bonding time, just sitting and doing this math together. Well, I just went down to go get my book to do this video. And when I went down there, he said, can we do the math rods like we did yesterday? Do you know how he's learning to love learning? Is when I have fun with him. When I sit down with him and we do something really fun. Those are the things he's going to remember. Those are the things he wants to do. It's the connection that him and I have together when we learn together. And granted, he is the kind of learner that needs to learn on the computer. That's what he likes to do. But he also likes those little moments with mommy to sit down and do math with math rods. He's connecting with me. And I always make sure to call him pet names like Sweetie. I also call him Bubblicious because I used to call him my Bubby. And then I got to Bubblicious. And if any of you know the gum Bubblicious, that's where it comes from. So I like to call him little pet names too because it makes him feel special. If I just keep calling him Tavin all the time, as somebody, like my husband, when he calls me sweetie or baby, I love that. It makes me feel like he's thinking of me differently than just Tristine. I'm really special to him. And I want Tavin to feel special. So I think what this devotion today is really encouraging me. So I think this devotion today is really encouraging me in what I'm doing and how I'm presenting myself now after the situation with my father. I'm able to really grow and move on and be the kind of mom that I've always wanted to be. And I just have to remember to connect. And I need to connect with him by realizing he is just a child. And no matter what age your child is, they still want and need affection, whether they fight you on it or not. So keep giving them love and affection, even if they resist it. God bless you. And today, enjoy your gracious